Good morning and welcome to the weekly 5-minute market wrap-up for the week ended 19th January 2024, your weekly guide to key developments in the market. In key macroeconomic news, US retail sales rose by a higher than expected 0.6% in December 2023 after an unrevised gain of 0.3% in November 23. At the same time, US job numbers was also very strong, with the initial jobless claims falling by 16,000 to 187,000 for the week. This was the lowest reading since September 2022. UK CPI rose by 4% year-on-year in December 23 versus 3.9% in November 23. China's CPI, on the other hand, fell by 0.3% year-on-year but was up by 0.1% month-on-month in December 23. China's GDP grew by a softer than expected 5.2% year-on-year in the fourth quarter of calendar year 23. Eurozone CPI also rose by 2.9% year-on-year in December 23, much higher than the 2.4% in November 23. Nifty closed 1.2% lower for the week, dragged down primarily by the heavyweight banking index. In the broader market indices, the BSE Midcap Index closed the week with a 0.8% gain, whereas the Bank Nifty was the big loser, falling by 4.2%. In sectoral performance this week, BSE Oil and Gas Index was up sharply by 4.2%. Nifty IT and PSU Bank Indices continued their gains from previous weeks. Both were up around 1.5%. Among sectoral losers, the Bank Nifty was down by 4.2%, whereas the media, power and metal indices also fell between 2 to 3%. In select market movers during the week, shares of Oracle Financial Services rose by 48% during the week after the company reported a revenue growth of 26% year-on-year and a profit growth of 70% year-on-year. Shares of Aarti Industries rose by almost 11% this week after the company signed a new long-term contract with a multinational conglomerate. Shares of Angel One declined by 12% after the company reported a 1.4% quarter-on-quarter growth in net revenues, which disappointed investors. Shares of LTI Mindtree also fell by 9.39% after a soft Q3 EBIT margin at 15.4%, which was a decline of 61 basis points quarter-on-quarter. FIIs were heavy net sellers during the week, selling rupees 22,400 crores of equities and cash. DIIs continued their buying spree, buying rupees 11,430 crores of equities and cash during the week. US markets managed to close higher, with the Nasdaq in particular rising by 2.26%. In this section, we discuss select reports published by HDFC Securities research teams during the week. Please note that you can access these reports at our website. Our institutional research team came out with a preview note on the consumer durables sector. Can this sector have a revival on its cards, given that most of the near-term pressures and headwinds now largely behind? We rate Crompton Consumer, Orient Electric and Havells as our top picks. In the building materials section, we see no signs of demand revival yet, but margins would be stable. EBITDA and PAT will rise strongly year-on-year, mainly owing to high inventory losses and gas prices in the base quarter. In select results, LTI Mindtree delivered a soft quarter impacted by higher than usual furloughs and weakness in discretionary projects. Our team has downgraded LTI Mindtree to add from buy earlier and reduced the target price to Rs 6,490 per share. MCX, the anticipated launch of monthly contracts expiring every week, which is subject to regulatory approval, is expected to boost volume by 50%. We have a buy rating on the stock with a target price of Rs 3,650, sharply increased from the earlier target price. Our retail research team came out with a note on Granules India, integrated pharmaceutical company, and has the world's largest paracetamol API facility. We have assigned a base case fair value of Rs 470 per share. That is all for this week. Please refer to the detailed disclaimer on your screens. Please note that the securities discussed in the presentation are for educational and information purposes only. Thank you.